I think it's just, a kind of sense. So let's do something kind of traditional, like Santa Claus. Let's have some kind of fun with a traditional icon, and just pretend that somehow it's going to tell us what the weather's about.
That's an anthropology professor out of Kutztown University in Pennsylvania, and he's talking about the ultimate pretend weather predictor, Punxsutawney Phil.
No matter how you measure, it's 6 more weeks of winter weather.
There he is, Sir Rodent himself, in the arms of a top-hatted handler last February, as the crowd at Gobbler's Knob receives his shadow-based prognostication that spring would not awaken early. So wait a second, why exactly do people listen to this woodchuck? Woodchucks and groundhogs are the same thing, by the way.
It was a practice, a belief in Central Europe that the badger or the bear, hibernating animals, would come out on February 2nd. And then whether or not they saw the shadow would be a prediction about when spring would come. And for farming communities, before you have all the weather technology you have today, that would have been very important.
That's our anthropologist again, who authored a book called Serious Nonsense, which explores some of the Pennsylvania Dutch culture from which the groundhog plays a key role. The Pennsylvania Dutch, by the way, aren't orange-loving subjects of Willem Alexander. They're descendants of German settlers. Punxsutawney is in a place where these Pennsylvania Dutch settled, and back in the late 1800s, they wouldn't just rely on the groundhog for a jacket recommendation. They'd hunt and eat the things, which, according to a Pennsylvania historian, pleased diners with tender meat that, when prepared properly, tastes like a cross between pork and chicken. Anyway, social clubs popped up throughout Pennsylvania in the late 1800s, including groundhog lodges, which are similar to Freemason lodges. So if you're ever wondering who's truly pulling the strings behind the scenes, it's not the global elite or the lizard people, it's a marmot. These clubs were made to preserve Pennsylvania Dutch culture, and many of them shared the feature of a weather-predicting groundhog. Our anthropologist also notes that February 2nd marks another significant day, and not just National Tater Tot Day, which our National Day calendar claims has only been observed since 2009 because of a food blogger named John Brian Hopkins.
It's Candlemas for Catholics, when candles are blessed. And it's the time 6 weeks after Jesus being born. In Jewish practice, that was the time in which a mother could take her child to the synagogue.
So these days, why exactly do thousands turn out annually to Punxsutawney to see the Seer of Seers and suspend a little bit of disbelief on a cold winter morning? Maybe because they saw it once in a movie, okay, but mostly because it's fun.
I think it's just, one of these traditional rituals that people enjoy participating in, that maybe take them away from modern life for 15 minutes.
Now, in honor of our fair Phil, I've summoned my own groundhog to make a prediction. Wow, he says you will subscribe to @TheNewsRefresh on YouTube for more weird and interesting news videos each and every day. Wow, he's never wrong.